All right, guys, Bob Brennaman here with you. We are back out shooting some more stuff in Mount Pleasant. It's been a while since we've kind of, brought you up to speed on what's happened here in Mount Pleasant over the last couple of years. It is towards the end of 2017, and we wanted to start. We're in Carolina Park, so we're in North Mount Pleasant, and we're going to ride through. Many people who have school kids are excited about the fact that Oceanside Collegiate Academy has recently finished their complex here in North Mount Pleasant. They've been up and running for about 2 years, but they finally finished the school, and all the kids are now going to school out of here. It's a different setup. There's going to be about 600 students max in this school. They kind of go through flex hours, so they can have morning classes or afternoon classes. They're taught by college professors. It's a smaller version, well, not a smaller version, but it's a smaller alternative to Wando High School, and it's something that Charleston County does not have in place, a collegiate academy model. So that's part of the reason that it was brought into Mount Pleasant, is there was an opportunity to do so. And kids can head out of here and they can have 60 hours of college credits by the time they graduate. In some of my research, they said that it helps with college dropout rate. It helps them, I guess, assimilate into college with the setup they're doing here. And then they have full athletics. It's everything from basketball and football and all the other sports they get to play. So I think it's a good alternative. If you send your kids here, you don't even have to live in Mount Pleasant. You can live anywhere and drive your kids into the school. And it's again, a good alternative to Wando and the private schools that exist in Mount Pleasant. All right, guys, so we just drove up from Charleston Collegiate. We're still in Carolina Park, and we're going to point out, you can see over to our left is Merrill Gardens at Carolina Park. And Merrill Gardens is it's currently under construction. It was supposed to open early 2018. I've been told it's going to be, maybe probably mid-2018. Most construction projects, as you know, go behind. But this is going to be 142 senior living apartments. And it's going to have 12 freestanding cottages. They're going to have, senior living, assisted living care, memory care to help with patients with Alzheimer's. And it's, built right here inside of the complexes of Carolina Park. As we drive up from here, most of the commercial that's going to be set up inside of Carolina Park is going to be up here. So it's going to tie in not only to the school back there, but to this retirement center that's being built. And I think it'll be a good setup. From here, we're going to drive back into Carolina Park, further back in here. I'm going to talk about some of the new construction and some of the present construction that's happened over the last couple of years. All right, guys, so we've left the area where the senior living is and the Oceanside Academy. We're driving further into Carolina Park towards some of the residential construction. You can see over to the left, I've been told that's where Costco is going to go. It's coming. They've acquired the land. Like with all things that are corporate run, they're tight-lipped about things, but I've been told by good sources Costco's coming in here. They're also going to build a library, which is supposed to go right there, a new public library, which Mount Pleasant for sure needs. And then a little further down here, we're going to spin down, I don't know how far we can get, but we're over towards the Wando High School complex, and we're going to get back as far as we can, and then we're probably going to have to turn around. The reason I drive you down here is to let you know they're building a 6,000 person stadium, all-purpose stadium. It'll be used for soccer, it'll be used for football, for Wando. Again, I think I'd mentioned they're building a new high school, plan to build a new high school in Allendale here in the next couple of years. That will be used for it, and it'll be a Charleston County owned sports complex. There's pluses and minuses of that. I've read a bunch of stuff online. There's some people that are not happy with, a 6,000 person stadium being built back here in the neighborhood. And I can see some of that. I also can see, that it'll add some things to some of these schools when they have, good complexes for these kids to play in, or better complexes than what they have. And, I think, you can leave it up to yourself as far as how you judge it, but I do think it's something to keep in mind if you're buying in Carolina Park is, there's a lot of commercial left to be built back here, and how it affects your lifestyle. Some of it's up in the air. Some of it, I think, it will be good, but some of it, I think, like most things, has a negative side to it. The other thing I wanted to point out too They also opened Carolina Park Elementary School, and we're just going to spin through here. They will not let us in too far, but we're going to ride back here just to get y'all a little bit of video. This just opened this year for the school kids, and I have some friends that send their kids here, and they've been very happy with it. I mean, obviously brand new state-of-the-art school, but Carolina Park Elementary. And from here, we're going to take you guys and show you some more Carolina Park. Again, we're going to go look at some of the residential stuff that's recently been built, and even some stuff they have on slated for down the road. Okay guys, so we're coming back out, coming into another traffic circle and going back into where they're building a majority of the housing, the residential units for Carolina Park. And I know some of y'all have probably been back here before on your own, or you've done some research. You know, at the front you've got some townhomes that I think they're completely sold out of now, and then you kind of work your way into single families that are, you know, in the 500s, and then you work your way all the way to the back, which we're going to go back to Bolden Grove, and those are the more high-end homes, and that's in Riverside. But, you know, as we ride through here, I always tell y'all, if you're going to, you know, come into these developments, is to bring your own broker. You want somebody who's not drinking the Kool-Aid of the development representing you, whether it's me or whether it's another buyer's agent. And I think it's very important to have some perspective on things. And again, you want somebody who's working in your interest. And you can reach me to discuss that anytime. As we pull through here, to our right are the builders that build back here. I mean, Cal Atlantic Homes, David Weekly, Saucy Burbank, Klein Homes, Burton Homes, Jackson, and Front Door are just a few of them. Some of those guys on that list are custom. Some of them are, you know, are speculative builders. Over here to our left is the amenity center that they pretty much finished. I'm not sure last time we shot as to how far it was along, but they finished it. Again, we are in, you know, the latter part of the year. It's during the week, so there's not a whole lot of people out there because most of the people are in school. And I know since we last shot, they've added the tennis court, so that's a plus if you like to play tennis. And we're just going to spin through the village section over here. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time in here, but I figured since we're here, we might as well show you guys, you know, kind of bring you up to speed on how much they built, which is a lot. I mean, it's really, I think, shaping up to be a great community. I'm a big fan of Carolina Park. I think that it's of the big neighborhoods in Mount Pleasant. You know, if I was going to buy a home, Carolina Park would be a place I would strongly consider. I think, you know, architecturally speaking, the homes have got some style to them. And the location of this, you know, although let's be honest, you're probably 30 to 35 minutes to downtown Charleston, you're still 15 minutes to the beaches in Isle of Palms, and there's so much going on in Mount Pleasant that you don't necessarily have to be in downtown or, you know, 15 minutes to downtown to enjoy those things. All right, y'all, so we are heading back to Bolden Grove, and Bolden Grove is, you know, is part of the Carolina Park master plan community. Carolina Park's about 1,700 acres. They've got about 500 acres or so set aside for Bolden Grove, and Bolden Grove is basically, it's a offshoot of Riverside, and we, I think, have been in Riverside before and shot some of that neighborhood, but Riverside is more like the custom built homes, and Bolden Grove is just going to be an extension of that. Bolden Grove homes are going to be, you know, situated, you know, backing up to wetlands, and they're going to have, some of them are going to have lake views eventually. They're making a man-made lake, and the plan is to tie it all into the Wando River, which is, you know, straight back off of Bolden Grove. But as we go back here, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And it's also, I think, you know, the Carolina Park complex has also made it easier to get into Darrell Creek. In times past, you didn't have some of these roads that they have recently cut in over the last couple of years. But we are going back into, as we make our way to Bolden Grove, we're going through Riverside, and you'll see as we go through here, the houses are definitely more set apart from each other than the front section. A lot of the things that are built back here are at least built on about a third of an acre or better. And, you know, they're, I think, really pretty architectural styles. If you've gone in any of these homes, I think you would definitely say that the finish level is pretty nice. I mean, they're doing things to houses that, you know, they're not $1 million houses, but some of the finishes are $1 million finishes with certain builders. And again, I like, you know, I like structures a lot. That's SBC Homes, I think his structure's offshoot division. I think Jackson builds a good home. And if you want to, if you're trying to save money, I think David Weekly also does a great job. As you can see right here, I'll just pull up, let the guys with the cameras kind of get a shot of that. Right now they've got 27 home sites they're putting together out here for Bolden Grove. Then they're going to have Bolden Lake. They just released Bolden Grove, and they're going to release Bolden Lake, at least what I'm being told, sometime early part of 2018. And those homes on Bolden Lake will be much like it sounds. They will be on a lake, boardwalk, walking trails, kinds of things that people are really honestly looking for. Sidewalks, kayak launch, tree-lined streets. So as we ride through here, you kind of got to look at this section we're going into right now is Bolden Grove. They obviously didn't clear cut everything, but you can see that there's some trees missing along the front. The developer is pretty heavy-handed in making sure they replant things. So, I think when you buy into these neighborhoods, you kind of got to look at it with a 4 or 5 year view as far as vegetation growth. We are in South Carolina, and we have long growing seasons, so it's something to keep in mind. And this is what I was talking about with Bolden Lake. So we're kind of running out of road, unfortunately. It's going to be a 20-acre lake, boardwalk. As I mentioned, it's going to be stocked with fish, and they're supposed to start building houses in 2018. The lake is right there. They're still building the structure of the lake, so that it's not full of water yet. Or we go back there and get some video. But it does tie in at the very back into the Wando River, and there's, I've been told, and everything's always, the developer doesn't want to commit to anything, but the friends of mine that I know that work for the developer tell me that they're going to have some sort of boat launch in the back that would put you into a great spot on the Wando River. All right, guys, that wraps us up for what I was going to show you today, kind of recapping what has gone on in Carolina Park here recently and what you can expect with Bolden Lake and Bolden Grove here in the next year and a half. I hope it was helpful. If you have anything you want to talk to me about related to Charleston, whether it's real estate, restaurants, schools, honestly anything, feel free to give me, Bob Brennaman, a call at the Brennaman Group, 843-345-6074, and you can always reach me on the web at mountpleasantproperty.net. Thanks, y'all.